Okay, with the royals in the news last week, it got me thinking, what is a great king? What makes a king? These people are just human, right? And they're in these high roles and we have high expectations. Welcome to Flipping the Script, a quick 5-minute Bible study that you can do anywhere, anytime. Let's dig in. So it got me thinking back to the Hebrew Bible and the Old Testament and several of the books when the Israelites were jealous of their neighbors who had a king. They kept being like, God, we want a king. We have judges. That's not good enough. We want a king like them. We want a strong leader. We want to be powerful, have military might. And God kept being like, I don't think that's a good idea. But they kept begging for such a king. And we know kings are supposed to be tall, handsome, impressive. And that's who they found. They found Saul. Saul fit that bill, tall and impressive, and yet it didn't really go the way they wanted. Spoiler alert, God was right. It led to more insecurity, and they were hoping for stability. That's where the script gets flipped. So, in all this disappointment, the prophet Samuel's like, I'm going to go with God to find this next anointed king. And in this time, the Israelites were feeling disappointment, political anxiety, stress, spiritual confusion, regret. So the prophet Samuel goes to Jesse and is like, I'm here to select the next king. So Jesse lines up his powerful oldest sons, handsome, mighty, who you would expect a king to be. And even Samuel thought, these must be the kings. This must be it. And God's like, no. The king wasn't even there for the interview. The king was out in the shepherd's field, stinky, dirty, the youngest. Not because he was an unusual choice, David, not because he was bad or weak or wimpy. He was just on the margins, not the thing you usually go to. You're looking usually towards people with money and power, not the shepherd. But it's a reminder that God continually chooses ordinary people, people like me and you that are called to different roles in our lives. Now, let's be a little real. I would love to put a bow on this story and say that's where it ended. But the reality is, David was a great king, but also a human king. He committed adultery, he abused power, he made mistakes and apologized and tried. He was not the perfect king. He was the chosen king, and God doesn't pick us to be perfect. God chooses us for all different things because of just who we are. I hope that Bible story gets into you this week and maybe makes you think a little differently about what you might be called to do right now. Ordinary human you, not perfect, but you. How might you show up for God in God's work this week and in this month? Thanks for joining us on Flipping the Script, where we look at ordinary Bible stories and think how they might relate to us. Now get your head out of the news and stop thinking about the royals overseas and get back to your life. Amen.